Welcome back, boys and girls, to another exciting battle, and this is another Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon battle, and it's against a guy that, I probably battled more on this channel than, or just as much as in this channel as anyone else. That'll be Fat Jesus, and he's a really cool guy, and, once again, just gonna try to, use things that are new in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, test that stuff out, and without further ado, let's get started. So there's the teams. As you can see, I'm gonna actually bring both of the new Ultra Beasts, and as well as a few other things that I think you will enjoy seeing. And yeah, Bad Jesus, of course, was the winner of the NGDL, so always a strong opponent. We battled a ton of times in Gen 6. Let's renew, well, Gen 6 and Gen 7. Let's renew our, battling in Gen 7.5. So I'm going to go ahead and lead with Blaze Falon. And I'm just going to assume that's how you pronounce it. And I'm just going to go for a Mind Blown, which is his special move. It's a weird move. It's powerful, but you always take 50% of your damage as recoil. Now, I end up getting a crit on that Landorus, which is super good. I didn't know what else to do. And I end up getting a crit, which allows me to kill it. So that's pretty lucky for me right off the bat. And here, kind of derp, I completely forget about Flash Fire for some reason. I am Scarfed, and I did get +1 special attack, so I'm like, let's just stay in and do it. But no, the Typhlosion gets Flash Fire, so that was stupid. And unexpectedly, I actually still take the recoil damage, despite the fact that the attack was pretty much negated. Anyway, so I'm going to go into my Mimikyu, which of course gets a new trick in Gen 7.5, or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. And I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Swords Dance at first. He's going to go into his Manectric and obviously Mega Evolve. He's almost certainly, obviously, just going to go for a move to break my Disguise. And I figure, even after the Intimidate, I'm still going to be at +1. Let's go ahead and pop this off. I know that he doesn't really have a strong resistance to it aside from Typhlosion, and he doesn't want to take damage on his Typhlosion because that'll weaken his ability to use Eruption. So I'm like, all right, let's use this, the cutest move ever. Now he's going to go out into Porygon 2, which obviously with Eviolite is going to be a physical wall. So I'm like, well, at +1 attack, let's see how this cute move can do. So I wasn't 100% sure if I could kill it, but hopefully the cuteness will prevail. Just like, like with Dustbuster, let's snuggle forever, Porygon 2. Also kind of creepy. It's a cute move, but it's actually really creepy here towards the end. Oh, Lord. It's just going to grab that Porygon 2, and I don't even know what's happening there. It's just things are happening, and snuggling is, and then there goes the Porygon 2, and it destroys it. One-hit KO. It wasn't even a crit. That was amazing. I mean, Porygon 2, assuming that it was a physical defensive set, that's something that you really usually can't one-hit KO, and that's only a +1, so it's really a neat trick for Mimikyu because it allows it to hit really hard with a single move, which obviously it still gets its free setup there with its Disguise, so very cool trick. Anyway, I'm just going to go for another Swords Dance. He just goes for Hidden Power. I'm not really sure why I did that. I probably could have just went for a Play Rough or a Shadow Claw at +0. That probably would have done more than a +2 Shadow Sneak. I'm not 100% sure, actually. Either way, I'm just going to go into Tapu Lele. I'm kind of bluffing the Scarf here because I'm actually bringing a Specs Lele. And he's going to go into Skuntank, which for some reason I completely forgot he brought, and I went for a Psychic, so that wasn't good. And I do have to switch because I am locked into it, and he is going to go ahead and go for the Pursuit. Ends up getting a crit, so that nearly kills me, kind of making up for the crit I had earlier. I'm going to go into my Stakataka, which is the other new Ultra Beast, and one that is obviously the weaker of the two. Due to its horrible typing as Rock Steel, it's really bad defensive typing. Game Freak, you've tried this before. It's not good. But obviously, Stakataka still has some things going for it. Now, it does get Stealth Rock access, so I go for that. Its defenses are off the chart, so I know that unless he has a super effective move, it's not going to be able to hurt me that much. Indeed, that Thunderbolt does less than half, and I'm a physically defensive version, too. So that just shows you how defensive this guy is. I'm just going to go for the Toxic, really, because I'm kind of a Toxic Solar. I do have Protect as well, to burn a turn of Poison, and that's pretty good because it's going to limit the amount of turns this guy has left. I'm going to go for the Protect again, actually. I'm hoping to get it so I can wither this guy down further. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get that 50% Protect. He gets off a Volt Switch to switch back into his Skuntank. I'm like, you know what? I might have -1 attack, and this thing, Skuntank might not be that fast either. But literally, Stakataka is one of the slowest Pokemon in the game. I think he is actually now the slowest Pokemon in the game. I have like 14 total speed. Like, not even 14 base. I have like 14 total speed. Something like that. It's pretty ridiculously slow. It's pretty cool, though. I do like the look of it. I wish it wasn't... Its typing wasn't so bad. But, yeah, anyway, he's going to try to defog, and that's like, whatever. I'm just going to try to set him up again. And that pretty much forces him to either defog again or sucker punch me to, get damage. It's up to him. He can either kill me or get that defog off. And he's going to choose the defog over his life, because he does want to get rid of that because he has Typhlosion that obviously wants to spam Eruption in the wake. And that does give him a free switch into this Typhlosion. And obviously, I just go for the Protect to see what he locked himself into. I'm 99% sure he's going to go for the Eruption. Indeed, he does. And I'm not really 100% sure how well my kommo-o is going to be able to take that Eruption despite the resistance. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and sack it and go in directly and now go into kommo-o. Because I didn't really know how much it would do, and I didn't want it to do too much to my kommo-o, being that it's my only resistance to Eruption at this point, and that thing is almost certainly scarfed, like all Typhlosions really are. Anyway, I'm just going to go for the Outrage. I figure no matter what he goes into, it's going to pretty much kill something, or do a lot of damage or something. He ends up just sacking his Mega Manectric, which is fine. And in comes Treehugger, his Torterra, which obviously is very physically defensive, and after the Intimidate, I'm not really going to be able to do that much to it. But I don't think he's really going to have that much do to me either, and he's just going to go ahead and take the damage there with Iron Head. Kind of weird he didn't go for the EQ or something. I mean, why wouldn't you, unless he doesn't have EQ, but I can't imagine why he wouldn't. EQ would have obviously done more to the being stabbed, and he really wants to get damage on my kommo-o, so I can't take a Eruption on it. Anyway, so he's going to go for another Iron Head as I go out into my Decidueye. And that's going to make him switch it up into Stone Edge, and I'm just going to go for the Leaf Blade. I want to get rid of this this Torterra because I know it's the only thing that can really take a hit from my kommo-o at this point. So, yeah, 2 Leaf Blades ought to do it, and indeed I do. And down goes that Torterra, and in comes Typhlosion. And, yeah, this is his last Pokemon. He has to lock himself into a move. He's obviously going to try to choose Eruption, which is his strongest move, but only if he stays at full health. Eruption is a move that drastically lowers in power the more damage you take, and so it's really only worth using when you're at full health. I go into my kommo-o, I'm pretty confident that I can take one due to my resistance, and I'm just going to go for the Outrage. Even if I don't kill it, it's going to do a lot of damage, and enough damage I believe that I can take another, so I just go for that Outrage, and indeed it hits him down really low to red, so you're going to see how low this damage, so this is pretty much a good game. You're going to see how weak Eruption is when you're this much damage. Look, it's going to do 10 damage to me, that's it. That's less than my Leftovers recovery, so good game there, Fat G's Us. It was a fun one, and yeah, today's question of the day is going to be this. What is your favorite Z move? I know we've asked this before, but we got a bunch of new ones, obviously, in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. You know, the exclusive Z moves that I just showed off with Mimikyu. I also showed off last video. Dawn Form Lycanroc's new Z move, and there's also one that I really like, and that's kommo-o's new Z move, and I think that one might even be my favorite of the new. No. My favorite of the new ones is definitely Let's Snuggle Together, but Let's Snuggle Forever rather. But my favorite Z move still has to be Pulverizing Pancake. It's just so funny, and I know it's not good in any way, but it is so funny. And it appeals to me that way. So, yeah, leave a comment about that. Favorite Z move. And I guess, we'll open the floor. You can choose a Z status move, too, if you want. But, yeah, leave a comment about that. And see you guys again next time. Bye-bye.